So what is the Schumann resonance, and more importantly, why would you want to know about it? I'm going to briefly introduce you to an article called The Art of Being Schumann, which is on roXiva.com, and I'll put a link to that article in the description below so you can go and have a read and learn more about this subject. It should come as no surprise to any of you that we're surrounded in this technological world by a lot of frequencies and energy of unnatural origin. Now, what I mean by that, obviously, is things like Wi-Fi, TV signals, radio signals, and of course, more commonly these days, the signals from our cell phones and the transmission towers that keep them all connected. One of the other frequencies that we're surrounded by is called the Schumann resonance, or Schumann frequency. Now, this is kind of like the heartbeat or pulse of the Earth, if you will. It connects all of life and Earth itself. And it's created, the Schumann resonance is created by electrical discharges of lightning between the Earth's crust, the surface of the Earth, and the ionosphere above us. And it has a peak of about 7.83 Hertz, or 7.83 cycles per second, which is just on the border of theta and alpha for those of you interested in brainwaves. Now, technological promoters would like to have us believe that this electromagnetic frequency or electromagnetic radiation soup that we live in is not affecting our health, both physically and mentally. I'm just going to show you a couple examples of how it actually is and the proof of that. And when you read the article on The Art of Being Schumann, you'll see that there is actually a way of supplementing these frequencies and potentially reversing some of these negative effects. So let's just have a quick look up here. This is quite cool. So check this out. So this is a study done of people's sleep patterns and whether their sleep was disturbed or whether they woke up during the night or had trouble getting to sleep, of people who lived near a radio station. Now, what they did is during the study, for a 3-day period, without telling anyone, they turned the transmitter off. Now, as you can see here, there were 3 groups. They've only put 2 in the graph here just to make it easy to show. Group A was closest to the radio station and Group C was furthest away. And this is how any percentage of waking frequency and sleep disturbances they had. So as you can see, when the transmitter was turned off, there was a slight lag time, but then the incidences of waking up unnaturally dropped quite significantly in both cases. And then when the transmitter was turned back on, again a little bit of a lag time, but again the sleep disturbances started to rise again. But here's where it gets even more interesting. So this is the same study, same groups of people. Again, Zone A closest to the station, Zone B a little bit further away, and Zone C furthest away altogether. And then down here, all the sorts of symptoms that people were saying they were having, like anxiety, difficult falling asleep, limb and joint pain, disturbed concentration, all that sort of thing. And just look at the differences here of the percentage of people reporting these things, depending on how close they are to the station. I mean, that's pretty significant. You can't tell me that that's not significant enough to actually take notice of these sorts of things. Let's now have a look quickly at cell phone use. So this is a study done in Sweden of people who use cell phones for a certain amount of time per day. As you can see from the little chart here, the white parts on these graphs are people who have used on average their cell phone less than 2 minutes a day, all the way to the other extreme of people who use their cell phones for greater than 60 minutes per day. And again, down here, just look at the differences here. Fatigue, headaches, all those sorts of things, memory loss, concentration, lack of concentration, that is obviously. The differences are quite significant. Let's have another quick look here. This is a study done in France of people living in the vicinity of a cell phone site itself, a transmitter in other words. Again, up the left here is the percentage of people complaining about sleep disturbances, and then along the horizontal axis here, distance away from the cell site itself. And you can see a significant drop in sleep disturbances the further they are away from the cell site. So that's just a couple of examples of why it might be beneficial for you to know about these sorts of radio frequencies and things. Please feel free to have a read of the article. There's plenty more on the website as well. Please like and subscribe to this channel. That'd be very much appreciated. And I'll see you again soon for another introduction to one of these articles.